Hello everyone, welcome back to Steadfast Skill Assessment Academy. In this video, we'll go through the most important questions and answers for the hairdresser skill assessment, covering hair cutting, coloring, client consultation, hygiene practices, and more. These are essential for clearing your skill assessment interview. Let's get started. Can you explain the complete process you follow when a new client walks in for a haircut, including consultation, service delivery, and aftercare recommendation? When a new client arrives, I greet them warmly and conduct a detailed consultation to understand their desired haircut, lifestyle, and hair condition. I assess face shape, hair texture, and previous treatments before recommending a suitable style. I then proceed with sectioning and cutting, maintaining evenness and precision. After the haircut, I style their hair using appropriate tools and products, and provide aftercare advice on maintenance, suitable shampoos, and styling tips to retain the look. Describe the steps you take to perform a full head of hair color, including product selection, application technique, timing, and client safety measures. I begin by performing a patch test 24-48 hours before the appointment to ensure there are no allergic reactions. On the day of the service, I section the hair and choose the correct developer strength and color formula based on the client's hair type and desired result. I apply the color evenly from roots to ends or follow specific techniques like balayage or foil highlight. I monitor the processing time carefully, rinse thoroughly, and follow up with a color-safe shampoo and conditioner. Throughout the process, I wear gloves and protect the client's skin and clothes to ensure safety and cleanliness. How do you ensure workplace hygiene and safety while performing multiple services in a busy salon environment? In a busy salon, I follow strict hygiene practices by sterilizing tools after every use, wiping down workstations between clients, and using disposable or freshly laundered towels and capes. I sweep up hair promptly and maintain a clean, hazard-free workspace. I also ensure electrical tools are in good condition and safely stored when not in use. PPE like gloves and aprons are worn during chemical services. Time management and staying organized help me maintain cleanliness without affecting service quality. What techniques do you use for blow drying and styling long hair? And how do you customize your approach based on hair type? For long hair, I start with a heat protectant product and use a round brush to create volume and smoothness while blow drying section by section. If the hair is curly or frizzy, I adjust my technique using ionic dryers and diffusers or smoothing serums. For fine hair, I use lightweight products to avoid weighing it down. I adapt my styling tools and methods like straighteners or curling irons based on the hair's density, porosity, and the final look the client wants to achieve. Have you ever faced a situation where a chemical service didn't go as expected? How did you handle it, and what corrective measures did you take? Yes, once during a color correction session, the client's previous box dye reacted unpredictably, resulting in uneven tones. I calmly explained the situation and reassured the client while assessing the damage. I applied a toner to balance the uneven sections and recommended a treatment plan for restoring hair health. I documented the outcome and suggested returning for a follow-up in a few weeks. The client appreciated my honesty and professionalism and returned regularly for services afterward. Explain how you handle a complete restyle service for a returning client who wants a drastic change in their haircut and appearance. When a client requests a complete restyle, I begin with an in-depth consultation to understand their expectations, lifestyle, and daily hair care routine. I assess their face shape, current hair texture, and previous chemical treatment. I may use style books or photos for visual confirmation. Once the client agrees, I section the hair properly, begin cutting in stages, and constantly check symmetry and balance. I also provide guidance on maintaining the new style and adjusting to the look with proper at-home care. What steps do you follow to perform a perm or chemical curl service, and how do you determine if the client's hair is suitable for the process? Before performing a perm, I carry out a detailed hair and scalp analysis, checking for elasticity, porosity, and past chemical treatment. If the hair is strong enough, I choose the correct rod size and perm solution based on the desired curl type. I wrap the hair securely and evenly, apply the perm lotion, monitor timing, then neutralize and rinse thoroughly. After treatment, I provide the client with instructions on avoiding washing for 48 hours and recommend moisturizing products to maintain curl definition and strength. How do you perform a full bridal or formal up style, and what considerations do you take based on the event and client needs? For bridal or formal styling, I begin with a consultation and trial session if possible. On the day, I prep the hair with setting products and use tools like curling irons and pins to sculpt the style. I consider the dress, neckline, veil, or headpiece placement and ensure the style is secure to last throughout the event. I use finishing sprays and accessories as needed. Client comfort, timing, and overall coordination with makeup and outfit are all part of the process. How do you educate clients on home care and product use after chemical or styling services? I explain the importance of using sulfate-free shampoos, deep conditioners, and heat protectants depending on the service they've had. For colored hair, I recommend color-safe products. For perms or keratin treatments, I explain waiting periods and what to avoid. I provide instructions on how to detangle properly, dry hair safely, and use tools correctly. I also encourage them to return for regular trims and treatments to keep the hair healthy and maintain results. Describe your experience working with culturally diverse clients and various hair textures. I've worked with clients from various cultural backgrounds, which gave me valuable experience handling all hair types. For curly and coily textures, and for fine or straight hair, I avoid heavy products that can flatten volume. I understand different growth patterns and tailor my cutting, coloring, and styling methods accordingly. My goal is to respect and enhance natural texture while meeting the client's style goals. Can you describe the procedure for safely lightening a client's hair from dark to blonde and how you minimize damage during the process? When lightening dark hair, I begin with a strand test to check the hair's reaction to bleach. I use a quality lightener with a low volume developer to lift gradually and minimize damage. I apply the product evenly in sections, avoiding overlapping previously lightened areas. Between processes, I use bond protectors or treatments like Olaplex to maintain hair integrity. After achieving the desired level, I tone the hair appropriately and educate the client on using nourishing masks and heat protection. What methods do you use to cut and layer curly hair, and how is this different from straight hair cutting techniques? Curly hair requires a different approach because of shrinkage and volume. I usually cut curly hair dry or slightly damp so I can see the natural fall and shape. I avoid pulling the hair straight while cutting and instead cut curl by curl or section by section with min. I also create internal layers carefully to prevent unwanted, always considering the curl pattern and client's preferred look. How do you manage time and multitask when working with multiple clients or during peak hours in the salon? Time management is crucial in a busy salon. I schedule services strategically, such as applying color for one client while another is under the dryer. I prepare tools in advance, stay organized with a clean workstation, and maintain clear communication with the team. I prioritize efficiency without compromising service quality, ensuring each client feels attended to and valued throughout their visit. How do you handle a dissatisfied client who is unhappy with their haircut or color service? If a client is unhappy, I first listen patiently to understand their concern. I stay calm and professional, apologizing if needed and offering to make corrections. I explain what's possible realistically, and if a fix isn't immediate, I schedule a follow-up. My goal is always to turn a negative experience into a positive one by showing empathy and offering a solution that satisfies the client. Can you explain your process for performing a men's fade haircut, including the tools and techniques you use? For a fade, I use clippers with guards to create a seamless transition from short to longer lengths. I begin at the base and work upwards, blending the hair gradually. I use clipper over comb or scissor over comb techniques to refine the blend and shape the style around the ears and neckline. I check the fade from all angles and finish with a razor or trimmer for sharp detailing and a clean finish. How do you safely perform a keratin treatment or smoothing service? And what post-care do you recommend to the client? I start by clarifying the hair to remove buildup, then apply the keratin product evenly, avoiding the scalp. I allow processing time, blow dry the hair, and seal the treatment using a flat iron at the right temperature. I ensure proper ventilation throughout the process. After treatment, I advise the client to avoid washing or tying the hair for 48 to 72 hours and use sulfate-free shampoo to prolong the results. What considerations do you take when recommending a haircut or color to a client for the first time? I consider face shape, skin tone, lifestyle, hair texture, and maintenance level. I ask about their profession and how much time they spend styling daily. I also consider current trends and their past hair history. I ensure the client feels confident and comfortable with the look and provide honest feedback if a requested style may not suit them. Describe how you sanitize your tools and maintain hygiene in compliance with salon regulations. After each client, I clean tools with warm, soapy water, then disinfect them using hospital grade disinfectants or sterilizers. Combs, scissors, and brushes are placed in a sanitized container, and electrical tools are wiped with disinfectant. Towels and capes are washed after each use, and the workstation is cleaned with surface sanitizer. This routine helps prevent cross contamination and maintains a professional, safe environment. How do you stay updated with the latest hair trends, cutting techniques, and industry standards? I follow industry magazines, social media accounts of top stylists, and attend trade shows or workshops whenever possible. I also take online courses and subscribe to newsletters from professional product companies. Continuous learning is essential to offer clients modern styles and keep my skills fresh and competitive in the salon industry. Share an experience where you had to creatively solve a problem during a client service, for example, unexpected hair reaction or time constraint. Once, a client had previously bleached hair that reacted unevenly to a toner. I quickly reassessed and created a custom color blend on the spot to neutralize the tones. I explained the issue to the client and worked efficiently to fix it within the remaining appointment time. The client was impressed with the result and appreciated my honesty and professionalism. Thanks for watching. If you found these questions and answers helpful for your hairdresser skill assessment, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Steadfast Skill Assessment Academy. Drop your questions in the comments, and we'll be happy to guide you further. Stay tuned for more assessment content, and all the best for your skill assessment journey.